Make sure that y'all share this. Hey, how are
Hi.
you? Beautiful.
Good.
How are
How
you?
are you?
Hey,
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I have been anticipating talking to you for some days now. I wasn't even sure that you was gonna respond when you did, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So before we get into the guts of everything, I just want to check on you. How are you doing right now throughout this COVID situation? How's everything going with you and your family? Are you okay?
Well, I'm fine, but I have been, I guess, since the end of February. I just keep moving around because I keep getting so many threats. So that's kind of made things difficult.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're threatening you?
Oh yeah.
Wow. So the threats start coming when you try to release the book?
They started coming when I was still in Miami.
Wow. So
So
how
I
long
mean,
have you been out of Miami?
I left Miami on the last day of February.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now that we have a couple of people in the live, would you like to go ahead and share your handle and a little bit about you? I'm pretty sure that they're ready to hear about you, and then I'm gonna get into the questions if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what you want me to say. My
I mean,
username is
I mean, like
Still I Rose Kim. I'm originally from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I moved out to
Okay.
Miami the beginning of March of 2017, and then I left the day before March in this year. So that's about it right now.
Okay. So how long were you and Lil Wayne talking?
We started talking in October of 2015, and that's when we met. Me out once a month up until when we were at the Super Bowl weekend in Houston. So that was in 2017. And then he asked me to move
Okay.
out there. And three weeks later, I was out there.
Oh. So he asked you personally to move out. Okay, girl. Okay. You got it, mama.
No,
Buggy.
but later on,
So
I
when he
found out I
asked you
wasn't the only one he asked to move. So, you know.
Oh, okay. So y'all met online?
Yeah, he sent me a DM after I had put likes on a lot of his posts and stuff. But I mean, I'm going to tell you now, I've been around him enough. He spends a lot of time in his DMs. So I
Oh,
mean,
so he be
there are
scrolling
a
through them
lot of
DMs.
women out there who can say they've talked to him in their DMs. A lot of women have met him through the DMs. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure right now with all of this going on, it's going down in the DMs. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So,
All right. So you said that you met with him. Y'all started talking in October 2015. So you were around for the shooting in November?
actually, I mean, I wasn't there at that time, but yeah, I mean, we were talking at that time. Yeah. I was actually at work, I think, when I
Wow.
found out. I worked in conservative Dallas. I worked at JP Chase in downtown at the corporate offices when I heard. So I was like, okay.
Okay, so you was just working a regular 9 to 5 and
Yep.
he just came and got you. So how did it feel being, I mean, like, I know you had to have some kind of, you didn't feel like, why am I just up and moving with a
Oh
rapper right
yeah,
now?
every day. And even every time when he would fly me out, because I wasn't around him very much, I would still like shake, being nervous every time I was around him, at least for a while. I couldn't get past that because, you know, think about it, once a month, you're still, you know, it was very surreal. And then when he asked me to move, and, you know, and I said this when I was talking to the other gentleman the other day, I don't know whether it's true or not, but the way he presented he was having a lot more seizures than anybody, you know, than is publicly known. And he had just had one
Yeah.
that these new little scars that were over here, and he had fallen. And anyway, he was in his house like a day or so before anybody found him. And he said that his daughter at that time said,
Wow.
as many friends as you have, you can't find one that'll come take care of you. And then I was kind of like, why would he say that to me? Like, I mean, you know, that's when we were at the Super Bowl weekend thing, and I'm like, I'm here and you're telling me how many girlfriends you have. I mean, it's not like I'm misled, but I don't know that I really want to talk about it. And then the next
Yeah.
day he said he had changed it kind of to, I want you and your daughter to come to Miami, and I'm going to make all your problems go away. I had to think about it a couple
So
of
he
days.
basically wanted you to come to Miami and take care of him, and in exchange, he'll take care of you.
Basically, yes. So,
So he's
I mean, that's
sugar
where it
daddy,
started.
girl.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, I think that he,
Wow.
we had a comfort level that we trusted each other, because I'm a very quiet person. So for me to come open like this is huge. I don't, up until now, I never talk about my personal life. I never, like, nothing's out there. I'm very private. I'm very quiet. So him, I was very different than anybody else. You know, I'm very introverted. I want to be at home. I'm quiet. And so to him, that was something that he could trust a lot, you know. Plus, you know, I'm past wanting to have kids and stuff like that. So he just kind of looked at me as a little different.
Uh-huh.
So,
So the basis of their relationship was kind of like just this mutual need or something?
well, I mean, that's how he said it, because I think for him, there always has to be a certain amount of ego and a certain amount of being the one that's going, I don't know. I mean, he likes to be worshipped. He likes to be, um, you know, held at a higher, like, I can't tell you how many times I heard things like when I would just treat him like a regular person because, you know, we're doing something, and he would say, I mean, just spin around and say, I'm not a 9 to 5 in. And I would be like, okay. I mean, it was his way of telling me, don't treat me like I'm, you know, just a regular person. So when he said, I'm going to make all your problems go away, you know, that's still like, you know, he did, honestly. He made everything great in a way, but it was also complicated, you know. For me, not being able to work and just sit around and wait, that may sound easy, but it's not. You know?
Oh, I can
Because
imagine. I mean, going through this situation right now is irritating. So,
right.
yeah,
So,
it was something else I wanted to ask you about without trying to get off track. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut you off or anything like that, but I honestly got a bunch of, yeah, I got a couple of questions. So with that situation, with you saying that he was the type that likes to be put on a pedestal, and you know, I mean, like I have to honestly, I don't know because I wasn't with him. I'm just taking your account for it. And in no way, shape,
oh
form,
yeah,
or fashion is this a bash him session. This is a session for, you know, you
oh
to
no,
speak your truth. So just for everyone
oh
out
no,
there
no,
that's looking, this is not a bash Wayne session. This
no.
is for her to speak her truth because there's not really too many outlets right now that's allowing her to speak her truth. And especially on a black perspective from black women, because we already dismissed her from the gate. Not everyone, but a lot of black women started dismissing her from the gate based off of her age and off of her race. And in so many ways, that shit was bogus. So I just wanted to let her have a platform to speak. So with that being said, about these bruises, I need to know about these bruises, honey. So I went through your page and I saw that picture with them bruises, and I'm thinking to myself, did he do that?
Wayne did not do it. He did have a role in it, but again, it's going to be part of the book, so I don't want to tell everything. But
Okay.
his hands aren't clean. But no, he is not the person who put the bruises on me.
Okay. Okay. So you say you was with him from 2015 to about a year ago. What
Oh
is
no,
the what is he into? Like
I just left there 2 months ago. So So we were still seeing each other
Uh-huh.
in January of this year.
Okay. Wow, so this was just recently.
Yes.
So when did you start working on your book?
In actually March. Yep.
Okay, so you just started.
Yep. But it's almost done. I mean, I'm well over 70,000 words into it now.
So what's the name of the book? What can we be looking for it? Is there anything in the book in particular that I know it's a lot of stuff you can't say directly because of legal reasons, but what should we be what's to become like what's to look for in this book?
Well, it's really, like I say, none of it about it is bashing him. It's more just a glimpse into what his life is really like and what the person is really like versus the persona. And Wayne is such a sweet guy and so nice, but when he's been working too hard and taking too many drugs, which he did for me, but then, you know, when his assistants come in and explain to me why he just blew up and things just happen, and they say, well, he's been doing drugs for 3 days. You know, I mean, that's not a very good excuse because of some of the things that you'll read in the book. But he's a wonderful person, and I think that the person that he is versus the person he is on stage and in public is such a different person. And it seemed like to me, I was around him when he was kind of at his lowest, and he had a lot of downs. And then when he won the money, we had a moment where I said, you know, I'm really worried about that you're going to be back on top and you're going to be a different person and stuff. And you know, he acted like I was crazy, but it was a matter.
You talking about the lawsuit that he had against? I'm so sorry. You talking about the lawsuit that he had?
Right, to get the money that
okay, so when he won the money,
and then it's like,
so when he got the money, he started back acting.
He just got everything changed. He got cockier. He got moodier. He got more demanding. The partying, everything changed, and it wasn't just me that saw it. It was several people that noticed. It was a very quick change, and I think that he feels a lot of pressure to always be Lil Wayne, but Wayne is really just a different person than Lil Wayne. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think when you read the book, you'll see that he's just different. I don't know how to say it. Like people can't believe that he would hang out with me. So if you think about that, if you don't think I'm good enough to hang out with him, there are a lot of other people that I was with him with, or saw him with, or met that have been with him, that people would feel just the same way about. But everybody expects him to be with a superstar and young and this and that, when all he wants to do is just be like everybody else and be with somebody he's comfortable with. And that may not be what everybody else thinks. And I mean, that's just one example. He always feels that pressure, like instead of just being comfortable the way he wants to be, he has to step outside of himself and be Lil Wayne all the time. And I think that he just really changed a lot since that money came through and he got to release C5 and then the funeral, and then it was just like, it's just kept going, because he's not the person that I met anymore. He's not.
Okay, so you feel like when you met him, he was one person, and once he started getting money, he started to become another persona.
Yeah, I mean, he just like he still saw me, and he saw me a lot, but that's when suddenly it was like more time in the DMs, more you know what I mean? Like he's wanting all this adoration. Just it wasn't ever enough. He had to prove he's back on top. And you know, I don't know, when you know somebody and they tell you all their deepest, darkest secrets and everything from their childhood forward, you're like, what happened? Now all of a sudden you're like, he's forgot all those things. I don't know. He just started treating me like I wasn't the same person. I'm the same person I ever was. I mean, I know relationships and
So
stuff
when
change.
did he like when it all boiled down to it and y'all finally decided to call it quits, was it more of you just decided to leave thing, or was it you have to go thing?
He never even spoke to me about it. He never told me that he had a fiance. I found out when he released C5, and on that Super Bowl weekend, I saw it on social media. I had no idea. He was still seeing me and not saying a word to me. And so I tried to talk to him after that. I was hurt. I mean, like, I cried and cried. Like, I was embarrassed. Like, how could you do that to me? You know, and then he tried to kind of ignore it, like he didn't want to talk about it. And then one day he just changed his number, and then he swiped on the DMs to block me. And that's when, but see, he's moody like that, and he does that to a lot of women. He'll block them, and sometimes they don't have anything but his DMs. But
Oh,
that's when I started packing everything. I was like, this is enough. This is it. And but we broke up a couple of times, but he always calls back, whether it's 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months or whatever. And but they've never involved a fiance. So when he reached out to me, I was already gone. And but he was like, "Where are you?" I was like, "I left." So he's reached out to me 3 times since then, and the last one being just over a week ago.
wow. So with him reaching out to you, was it more of a trying to tell you not to go forward with talking thing, or was it a checkup on you?
Yeah, check up on me, and I think he doesn't really. I don't think he necessarily believed that I left, because I was always saying that I would leave, and I never did. But I mean, I think any woman can say, you can put up with a lot, but if they can't, if they move you there and you give up everything, your job, and you wouldn't let me work because you wanted me available to him whenever he wanted me to travel or whenever he wanted to see me. So I didn't have a job for 3 years. It's like I didn't exist. I didn't have anything without him. I didn't have any friends because I was isolated. I didn't have any family. And then he doesn't tell me anything. I mean, how many women would go ahead and stay?